my God! Well, listen to Burgundy. He's gone soft on us like some schoolboy bitch.
You sound like a gay.
Welcome to 2Ds and F, and welcome back, Grant Nunn.
Woo!
Always a pleasure to have you on here. Before we dive into it, I want to give a special thanks to Taylor Cooper from Might Be News Network for having our boy Mikey on over here. He probably could have gave us a little bit more props, but he did his thing, and I'm proud of him. So what's been going on, man? It's been what, a month and a half or something? 2 months.
About that.
Since we. Oh, by the way, if you haven't heard Grant's episode, it's the very first episode. Go back and listen to it. He talks
about drinking booze,
about going deep and to a place you don't ever want to go. I guess.
Dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that dark place.
Yeah. But today's here to enlighten us. Hopefully. You just came from Dharma, right?
No, I actually couldn't make it up there tonight. But
okay.
Yeah, Wednesday nights. It's actually at a facility called Living Grin over in Bethlehem. Yeah, and right now we're up to, I believe, about 5 meetings a week here in the Lehigh Valley, which is freaking awesome.
Cool.
From where it's come from.
Cool.
So,
and that's meditation? Or
meditation. Yeah, all the Recovery Dharma programs in this area, we usually do like a 15 to 20 minutes of meditation. And then we'll go into, a reading from the book, Recovery Dharma, or something else, based on, Buddhism or recovery or anything along those lines, trauma, attachment injury. And then, we just open it up with Sharon and just let shit go, man, So
cool.
Do that a couple times a week. And,
are you going to go over some of that with us tonight?
Yeah.
Are you going to run us through like a meditation? Because I've never experienced a led meditation,
I have the formats here, but that would be like 15 minutes. I could even just cut it down though too.
Yeah. Let's do that. I want to see, and you can just walk us through. A lot of people probably want to meditate, but they don't know how. Maybe, and maybe you can enlighten them on maybe what they're doing, wrong or.
I know when I first started the practice of actual meditation, sitting for 2 minutes felt like hours, and now, and in the beginning too, there's no way in hell I'll be able to sit for more than 5-10 minutes. Now it's like, I don't know, you can just sit. It's all about just coming back to your breath.
Yeah.
As you start noticing, your thoughts or judgments or anything along that, that's where the meditation practice comes in, because you're just coming back to your breath, and you're letting those thoughts go. The best way I could explain it is, my mentor told me to think of those thoughts as like a leaf blowing down the street, and just let it go. And sometimes there's 1,000 fucking leaves just on that street. And some days it might be 2, But
so you have to be in the right mindset, though. You have to be really relaxed to do this, or do you get yourself relaxed?
It's all about, the breathing process.
Like, could you have a bad day and still meditate?
Oh, hell yeah.
And not, okay.
Yeah, man. I've, with work recently and just trying to get all that done, especially coming off the winter we just had, shit, bad days, not like bad, but just long, and yeah, that might be my biggest problem anymore right now. It's, just a long day of work, but, other things pop up, people cutting you off in traffic, people slamming doors in front of your face, just all that life bullshit. But today I'm able to realize that, that person didn't wake up in the morning with the intention to come out and fuck up Grant Nunn's day. They're on their own. So,
yeah, don't, there was a guy that had road rage, was it 2 weeks ago?
At the Wawa?
Yeah. He just started shooting random people, shot a random truck driver, a random guy sitting in his Jeep for what? because he was pissed off because some lady cut him off.
Yeah.
And then he went to
woke
and
up
then
in the morning and just, he had grounds in the bottom of his coffee, man. And then he was just like, fuck it. This is it. I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I saw that, man. Me and April were at that Wawa like 2 days before that happened. And, that was weird. It's the one in Upper Macungie, right by the, right across the street from the,
5 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, I mean,
man.
that would have been, back in my technician days, would have been the Wawa that I was stopping at before I went to Philly or anywhere, because the turnpike is that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, wherever you're going, you're stopping there. And it would have been around that time, 4:30 in the morning.
Yep.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, actually,
Scary thought,
I used
man.
to pick up a van right over there,
That's a
when I
scary
was working at the distributor.
I called my wife right away, or told my wife, and she didn't used to be into guns, right? I wasn't really either. I mean, I liked shooting them, I was in the military, all that shit, but I didn't have any. Like, I had 12 gauges in my life and stuff like that.
You got two right there.
Two, yeah. But, I mean, all this crazy shit that's going on, you could come home and you could sit and you could meditate, but that's not going to help you if you're at the grocery store and someone starts blowing caps.
No, that doesn't. But that's where you want to get to with a meditation practice, is when you do eventually get to a really shitty situation, you want to be able to be in that situation as relaxed as possible, as calm, as, in a state of, I guess, mindfulness, in a very, even like a shooting situation, you want to be able to be calm and not just knee-jerk reactions,
Right.
So I guess, meditation would help in a shooting situation, I guess.
So
I haven't been in a shooting situation.
You can do it anywhere at any point in time.
Yeah, I mean, washing the fucking dishes, taking a shower, going for a walk.
Can I when I'm washing the dishes, can I pretend like I'm somewhere else? Meditating, or is it just like calming yourself?
You're pulling yourself into, as when you're washing the dishes, that's what you're doing. You're washing the dishes. You're not thinking about, I got to pay bills, or, I got to take the dog for a walk, or,
okay,
what are we having for dinner tomorrow night? Or I need to clean out this closet, or you're washing the dish. That's what you're doing at that time. It's like a walk in meditation. You're walking.
My wife looks at me. She bought me a shirt that says overthinking.
Yeah. I mean,
she's like, I thought of you when I bought this.
We all do it all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, we live in a society now where it's just, we get everything right away. We're constantly thinking. We're constantly worried about what tomorrow's going to bring, or, what game's on, and personally, I think we have lost touch with just the basic beauty that's just right around us, everywhere. Just going for a walk and being able to know how fucking great it is to be able to walk on the grass and be able to kiss the earth with your feet, like, to me, that's, now when I look at it, I'm like, that's fucking amazing, and then you start thinking about all the other little bullshit that goes on in your life, like, well, that doesn't matter, I get to hang out here in this pretty cool place with all the bullshit that goes on every day, but still, it's a pretty cool place.
So a lot of people they basically are overlooking the beauty of every day by thinking about shit that they probably shouldn't even be thinking about, or stuff that maybe it's on their mind.
Yeah.
That they can just, one step at a time type situation, as opposed to, I got to get this done. I got to get this done.
Yeah.
And you don't get anything done because you're just fucking all over the place.
And then, like, I know for me in the past, when I was in, that I got to get this done, I got to do that, I got to do this. The only way I knew how to, I guess, pull back and relax was, for me, it was, reaching for some booze or whatever else kind of pleasant sense experience, anything that could pull me away from the current situation and make me feel some kind of, pleasant sense experience. And then I started realizing now too, how many times, was I eating food just to get away from something because it made me feel good, or, it tasted that good, or was I out riding my bike just to run away from this problem? I was never really mindfully in, just a good state of, I'm doing this to have fun. It was, what am I doing to run away? And that's how it used to be. Now, it's fucking crazy just how it becomes like second nature, with your thought process. You start thinking of, the right words, the right speech, the right intention. If I say this, is it going to hurt him? Is he going to take that home to his kids? His kids take it to school. This kid takes it out on the teacher. That teacher takes it home to her husband, and then the husband takes that shit to work. And then next thing you know, someone's at Wawa. So it's all that little shit just becomes like second nature. Like,
yeah,
if I can be mindful with all my actions throughout my day, it can help make, let's say it can help make Jay Gellis's day a little bit better too. I might be able to open a door for you, which you're going to be like, oh, cool, that was nice, and then you might open it for the next person, It's just constantly the less you suffer, the better the whole world is, and that's pretty much what it all comes down to. And we add suffering by constantly chasing. Well, we add suffering because we don't want to, be in a situation that we're in sometimes. We want it to be different. We don't have the grasp of impermanence, that everything will eventually end. I'm of the nature to stub my toe. So I will definitely stub my toe sometime this week. It will definitely happen. It's trying to always run from that kind of stuff. Trying to avoid it. It's all going to happen. It's about how we deal with it in a mindful, compassionate, gentle way.
Yeah, it's very insightful, and I think a lot of people ought to follow that. And did you learn that from the recovering from alcohol classes, or did you learn that from the Buddhist practices and meditation? Because is that the same thing, or is it kind of separate?
It's pretty much the same thing. Like, when I was first introduced to this, it was called Refuge Recovery, and I only knew a little bit about it when I was up at rehab. The guy that I met at rehab, who is now my mentor, he got out of rehab and, right away. He was just dove right into the refuge recovery scene. And then he actually started his own meeting, or Sangha, as we would call it, over in Northampton. And that was like my first real experience with it. And I remember sitting there in this room with the fluorescent lights above my head, and being asked to sit in meditation, man. And I was like itchy, I just, God, and it felt like forever. And after that, though, I was just like, this is awesome. Because as soon as they said, here's a program of empowerment, I was like, no shit. It was no more of because I was also part of the AA thing at that time. And it just didn't ring well with me. And, I'm not going to get into that. But the Buddhist practices, where there isn't any kind of woo-woo magical shit going on, it's just pretty much just comes down to don't be a dick, to people around you, and things will start to get better. And then you go into, a little bit deeper, into the heart practices, which, then you're talking about the forgiveness meditations, the metta loving kindness meditations, the equanimity meditations, compassion meditations, ones where you sit there and you start with yourself, and then you work around, to your family and friends, people who you have resentments for, or people you hold hatred for, or ill will. And then you work on those parts. And when you start to get stuck on them, like I might be stuck with the forgiveness of maybe, I'll just use myself. I might be trying to give myself forgiveness. And if I'm stuck on it, that's where you stop for about as long as it takes. Sometimes it could take a year where you're just working on forgiveness for yourself. It becomes a lifelong process. And for me, it has definitely, it has definitely changed me for the better, and not that, that's to be changed, like I need to change, but it definitely has helped me see the world as a better place, be in this world as a better person, a human, and understand too that, there's people out there who have so much suffering going on that their oppression actually flows out into the whole world around them, and they can't really control that. And to be able to have compassion for them rather than letting it ruin my day and being all like, fuck that dude,
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, no, man, what the hell did he go through that has made him become like this?
Yeah.
Because, everybody, no matter what, everybody at the end of the day just wants to be, loved or just cared for,
Right.
And when you're not, you end up turning into somebody who just wants to shit all
hateful.
over the place,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's definitely helped me,
That's good, but you weren't hateful before. Like, you were always kind of a nice guy.
No.
You just let alcohol get in the way, and that kind of turned you into somebody else.
That became, it totally turned me into somebody else. And when that was taken away, all of a sudden I still was, I had a lot of anger and rage
Towards yourself.
Towards myself.
Okay.
And towards some people around me.
Yeah.
And when the alcohol was taken out of the equation, and I was like, shit, I'm still angry. I'm still codependent. I don't know how to deal with these emotions. That's the other thing. I'm in my 30s, and now I'm being asked to sit with my emotions, which I never have. So now I'm like 36, like, oh, this is what sad feels like, and it's all like, damn, this sucks, and now it's like, I say it many times, at the the groups, the Recovery Dharma, but just crying alone, something like, I've had some awesome cries these past, couple years, and just being able to cry and not be, I guess, judgmental towards myself with that, but that release, just that, it's like, holy, that felt okay.
Like Fight Club, like
good.
that scene and like
Exactly.
where they're doing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And, I hate to put it like this, but, as being men in today's society, you're not allowed to go, just walk out here and cry. You're going to get your ass ripped apart by your buddies or something, and that sucks.
Yeah. It's, it's stupid.
It is stupid.
That's when you move
that's
on.
just how
and
it is.
You don't need those people as friends. You don't, you don't really.
No, but I mean, some of them are, still really good friends.
Yeah, but they should. They don't judge.
No. But
Maybe they'll just fuck with you. They don't judge you like that deep down inside.
No, not deep down inside. But
Yeah, it's just breaking balls a little
maybe
bit.
a stranger down the street would.
What's that, Mike?
It's just breaking balls a little bit.
Yeah.
Busting balls. Busting
burning
balls,
them
busting chops. But yeah, I mean, just learning how to now deal with emotions. And I know in the past, everything turned into anger, which you start to learn anger is just that secondary emotion. And, if I was sad, I was angry. If I was mad, I was angry. If I was feeling left out, I was angry. If somebody made me feel like, I guess, an idiot, I was angry. Everything always turned into anger in the past. And then, adding the booze on top of it, and all that. I mean, it was never a good situation. And it's just, it's crazy how far we can go in our own minds, to pretty much destroy ourselves. We'll just keep running with it. And when you're asked to stop and think with that, you're like, fuck, I don't know what to do, with any of these emotions. I do not know. So now, before, all this, all the Buddhist stuff, I felt lost, like completely lost. Like, okay, alcohol is out of the equation, but what the fuck do I do with all this now? And then when I found this and started being asked to sit with myself, and the big thing was knowing that you're safe with yourself in your own head. Because, I mean, as we said before on the first episode, being in your head alone is a very scary place. Yeah. I know it's got me to some really, crazy dark places. And, I did that in my own headspace. So being able to ask to sit with also a bunch of strangers in a room and meditate and then talk about it, it was a little much for, the first couple times, but then it was like, holy shit, this is awesome. And you start, you meet some really awesome people who just want to just rip shit apart and just sit down and just raw emotions. And I know with like the Recovery Dharma community, it's pretty small, each group. So it can get very intimate at times, where it's just all like deep, dark, just nasty shit. And once you start doing that a couple times, even if you do it like once or twice a month, you just feel like this weight lifted. I mean, you got shit out that's probably been caked on inside for 30 years, and you're now talking about it, you know. So it does suck, you know, to be, when you think about it, you know, being 36 going on 37 and now just learning to deal with emotions. But yet, you know, there's people out there who will never actually be able to get to do that. And, you know, I meet people who are in their 50s, 60s, who are just learning how to do it now too. Mm-hmm. And that, to me, that's another that's another magical experience. You know, it's just like, that's fucking awesome.
That's going to be a good stress reliever, just to get your true deep down emotions out. Because when you bottle those in, like you said before, it could just turn into anger or something like that.
You're
and
like a powder keg.
And then you got stress and all that. And everyone knows stress is a huge killer. I mean, you know.
Especially with the world as it is, you know, today.
Yeah,
you know, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And it had to have been hard to go through that last year, maybe, because of all the asshole. And this year, too. There's a lot of assholes out there these days, you know? Everyone's like, it's every man for himself, basically, it seems these days. So it's like, it's harder on more people. There's a lot more stress out there, for sure.
Yeah.
So a lot more people could probably use this.
Just a little bit of mindfulness.
Yeah.
You know?
So if you would, for us, kind of walk us through the steps to do this a little bit, or?
Yeah. I mean, we you know, got a couple meditations I can kind of go through, or
like, where do we begin? What is someone that doesn't know anything about it?
If you were to walk in and, you know, hey, I'm Jay, I want to meditate. You know, I got some shit I got to.
I'm Jay. I want to meditate.
So, you know, you would come in, we'd all sit around, you know, we have our bell, we'd ring our bell, and then we go around. There's like a couple readings we go through. Like, we'll go through the practices and the eightfold path and the Four Noble Truths, you know, which Four Noble Truths, you know, 1, there's suffering; 2, there's a cause of suffering; 3, there's an end of suffering; and then 4 is the path. And then the path is wise livelihood, wise understanding, wise intention, wise speech, wise action, wise concentration, wise mindfulness, and wise effort. And when you take those, the eightfold path, you know, all those wises, or sometimes they're right, you know, mindfulness and all that. But once you take those become your like 8-spoke wheel, you know. And to get this spoke tight, you also need to work on, you know, this spoke over here. So you got to be working on wise speech with wise action all the time. And every now and then you might get, this spoke might become a little loose. So you might have to work on wise intention a little more.
Yeah.
So it just becomes all that. So yeah, in the beginning we go through a couple readings like that. And then if we have, you know, a couple newcomers in there, we'll usually start off with like a basic meditation, which is you're sitting there. We tell you to sit in a comfortable position, you know, and just kind of relax into, you know, the posture. And then, you know, to start thinking about your breathing. And you want to pick like one spot where you can focus on your breathing. It could be your abdomen, you know, you're just feeling the abdomen
in your
go
body,
up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or it could be in your chest. It could be the air coming in and out of your nostrils, you know, and you want to focus on just that one spot. And
so what does that do, focusing? Does that get your mind off of other things?
Yeah.
When you're focusing on,
if you have one
like
spot to focus on, as soon as, you know, oh shit, I'm late with my phone bill. It's like, no, come back, you know, and you can focus on the nostrils, you know, breathing in and out of the nostrils. And each time that happens, you know, a lot of people get discouraged in the beginning, you know, because they think, you know, oh man, I'm not doing good with meditation. There's no right, wrong way to, you know, your mind will go. There's practitioners who have been doing this for, some of them 80 years, and they might have a bad day. They might sit down for an hour meditation and they might only get 10 seconds out of it. But that 10 seconds is what you want, you know. But being able to come back each time your mind goes off, that's what you want. That's the practice, is being able to recognize that and coming back each time.
Coming back from, what do you mean?
coming back from, paying the bills, or I got to let the dogs out, or I got to go grocery shopping. Each time your mind wanders off like that, coming back to the breath.
Oh, gotcha.
That's what you want to do. You want to constantly come back to the breath. And then eventually those thoughts, they just become like leaves or bubbles, just like, in your mind, and they just pass right through. Then, so that would be like a basic meditation. That would usually last 12 to 15 minutes.
So then maybe you never pay your cell phone bill because you're always just, every time you think about your bill is your...
Maybe. It could be, oh man, I haven't spoken to, so-and-so from 5 years ago. Like shit like that'll pop up in your head. You're like, where the hell did that come from?
Any kind of stress whatsoever, you can kind of alleviate that by thinking about...
Just coming back. Yep. Coming back to your breath,
breathing.
Relaxing. So that would be like a basic meditation. And then there's from the basic meditation, you go into like a feeling tone. The feeling tone would be able to start identifying things like in the room when you hear it, and not, okay, so like if we heard like my phone buzzing over there, right away we would go, oh, it's a phone buzzing. Being able to start not attaching the phone to that noise is where you start getting to with a feeling tone or the awareness tone. I forget which one it is. But so when you hear a noise, you don't identify with it. You kind of just let it go. Kind of like with your thoughts. But now you're like hearing things in the real world and you just let it go. I
could definitely use that one because I've got two
so,
kids, 2 dogs. It's just a constant
doing the fucking dishes.
Atmosphere.
Just doing the dishes. You could start practicing with that.
Smash the fucking dishes.
Smash the dishes. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you got to smash shit, man. So those are like your basic meditations, and then you start getting into the ones where dealing with difficult emotions and the heart practices, the forgiveness, the compassion, the metta, loving kindness, the equanimity. That's when shit can start getting real, because now you are being asked to think of somebody, let them into your mind and heart that could be just a really ill-willed person, and you don't want them in your head or in your heart, but you bring them in, you invite them in, and you offer them forgiveness or compassion. And then you start to realize if this person did have a little bit more compassion, it would be a better world, all the way around. So then you work with that. And then there's we did one the other week, like a death meditation. That's where like you kind of sit with the impermanence of everything. Like you sit with thinking of your parents, being put in the ground and just going, like it's going to happen. Let's sit with it a little bit. You sit with yourself. You actually you think of yourself going into the earth, and then that's it. It will eventually happen. So you can kind of stop losing. For me, it's like, oh, I don't have to be anxious about that. Like people worry about that shit.
Yeah.
But now I can sit, like, it will eventually happen. What can I be? Who can I be in this moment right now? To, I guess, bring a better place around here, or be a better person around here. So that could be, that one, the first time I did that, that was a hard one to sit with, because you're thinking of, your parents, friends, family, all that shit. But then it kind of just becomes like, I don't know, man. It definitely becomes easier, the more you sit with it, and all that. So, yeah. So in the meetings, that would be the meditation part, lots of focusing. And then every now and then, like there will be a clock somewhere in the room. And then, that's all you hear the whole fucking time. Just, and it's like, Sometimes it could be a train, and then some days you don't even notice that shit. So yeah, so then after that, we would jump into like you'd come out of the meditation, and then we might read a little bit, and every time, like I was laughing the other day because we started reading after meditation, and I felt like I could see the words, but I couldn't put them together to bring them out of my mouth, and I'm like, well, what the fuck is wrong with me? But I was just like so relaxed, man. So yeah, so then we'll do like a little reading. And the book that we read out of Recovery Dharma, so the Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, the original Buddha, he wasn't talking about back then, like substance abuse. Like, you didn't have a bunch of people, boozing it up and blasting heroin, on the streets, when the Buddha was walking around. To him, it was seeing people chasing pleasure, but also he was a very, very wealthy person, and he still saw people on the streets, dying of illnesses. So no matter what, you will suffer. It doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, whatever, you will eventually suffer. So that's what it came to be. Like, how can we understand suffering better and not let it destroy the world? So that's, basically it. Just don't be a dick. And
harder said than done for some of us.
Yep.
We were talking about.
We were in the meetings. We were talking about, what were we talking about? The meditations.
Meditations.
So we get done with the meditations.
We're done with them?
Well,
did we meditate? Did we just meditate?
No.
Okay.
No.
Are we meditating right now?
Yes.
What do shamans do?
That's a term for like a South American medicine doctor.
Okay, but they use some kind of leaf or something that makes you hallucinate during a meditation. Ayahuasca. They put it in tea or something, right?
Yeah, there's all kinds of tribes, all over the world. There's different techniques to, I guess, enhance the spiritual connection. I guess that's what you could call it, So the ayahuasca, I think, is loaded with, I'm probably wrong, or maybe I'm right, but it's loaded with, I believe, DMT.
Yeah, that sounds familiar. I just heard on a podcast the other day that they were talking about.
Yeah. So, that'll take you off to, another place. I know, fuck that.
That's like forcing someone. You can do that by just meditating without drugs, right? But
yeah, but you're talking, that takes, time and practice, and
you have to have someone like kind of overlooking you and kind of walking you through things, or you could possibly freak out maybe.
Yeah, there's
or you might not meditate at all. You might fucking run outside naked.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, or you might wake up and you might realize that everything around you was just a butterfly's dream, like some crazy shit. But a lot of tribes and all over the world have different, I guess, technique. Like with the ayahuasca, in Mexico and southern U.S. there's the peyote ceremonies. Just different kinds of the sassafras over, I think, in wherever sassafras grows, but they can pull what the hell is what's the term for MDMA? Is it just MDMA?
Oh, Molly?
Yeah, I think MDMA is the drug term
I'm
of
pretty
like
sure
ecstasy or something like that, right?
And
Molly.
Molly.
Or is Molly the same thing?
I think it is. But anyway, so like MDMA, I believe, is extracted from the sassafras tree. Pretty sure.
Sassafras.
Or that might be more the DMT shit.
Are you talking about like a bark or something? What's the bark?
The bark's the ayahuasca.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like a leaf or something for some reason.
Honestly, I really don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not educated on any of that shit. Yeah, and that seems a little scary, I guess, for like an untrained mind. Like I wouldn't want to go on, to that.
Yeah, because once there's no turning back.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's like, and maybe I don't know if you can have like a bad trip from it or something like that. But
there's definitely there's got to be a ceremony for it. Like they don't just, okay, we're gonna drink this now. There's like days leading up to that. You might go into like a sweat lodge, to sweat out all the impurities you've had for the past year. Which could be the pollution, it could be booze, it could be other drugs, it could be cigarettes. But you need to get rid of those impurities. And that's with a lot of your, just tribes. I mean, I've been to sweat lodges, and that's the, the main goal there with those are to sweat out the impurities, but I've never done, any of the other crazy shit, ayahuasca.
Yeah, what do they do in the sweat lodges? You're just on like a
sweat lodge,
like a steam room or something?
Yeah, kind of. So it's like a hut built with a bunch of sticks, not sticks, but like long branches that kind of arc over. And then you build that, and you throw a bunch of, back then they probably would have used like animal hides, but now we're using like, just canvas blankets. So you make it pitch black, and then the whole day there's a ceremonial fire where you have, it's usually, I believe, 28 stones that sit in this fire and just cook all day long. And then a bunch, towards the end of the day, everyone climbs into a sweat lodge, and they bring in the stones 7 at a time for 4 rounds, and they'll put like medicine on the rocks, which would be like cedar or any of that that smells real good, but it also has a ceremonial purpose, but it's nothing that's going to make you hallucinate or anything like that. So you sit down, and there's 4 rounds, and it could last maybe 45 minutes, but I've never been so hot before in my life. Like I felt my teeth were sweating, like it's, whew. But you come out, oh man, you it's just crazy how new and fresh you feel after just that sweat. It's I can't really describe it.
They do
cool.
They do something similar in Thailand, I think, but you're drinking something that makes you throw up, basically.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're trying to throw up all the shit you put in your body.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that I think like maybe heroin addicts and stuff like that go to this specific place. It's like I think it's a rehab facility.
Yeah.
But it's like with monks and shit.
Yeah.
And they just do what the monks do, basically, and a couple times a day they get the impurities out of them. Just throwing up, a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I don't know why you would want to do that, but I mean, I guess if it's
I mean, I threw up
if you're that bad into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
You threw up a lot.
Yeah.
Getting like
oh man,
clean or
no, I mean I got, when I got clean, it was they gave me some taper drugs. I mean, I wasn't really throwing up there, but I mean, I have trying on my own to, stop drinking on my own was always a fucking nightmare, with the shakes and the just the night sweats or just waking up, you just soaked, but yeah, that was never fucking pleasant. Yeah, and I mean, from what I've experienced and talked about, it doesn't even sound like the worst of it, where people have like a, what the fuck, what's that shit? What are the tremors called? DTs or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can die from just stop drinking, right? If you were drinking that much on a daily basis and you just stopped, you could fucking die.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a crazy thing too, man, to think about, one, you could just die, but two, and I know I was there, but it's just crazy to go back to that spot and think that, it got so far, like you needed it to function. Like to me, like when I really start thinking, I'm like, God, it's fucking crazy. You know, the mind can take you there, and it's fucking nuts. But then it could also take you, to other places too, where you can be able to walk into a situation and just be fucking calm, So that's, the mind right there. But yet, it's all training and, just, pretty much just training. That's your whole life now. Just training your fucking mind and breathing,
When do you ever get to the point where you're like, okay, are there like levels? Like you get to a certain level, you're like, okay, I'm past that stage. I don't have to train for that anymore. But maybe it's like easier for you to get into a meditation or something like that.
I mean, I guess it's the how long you can start sitting or before you start feeling the itch. That's the only way I can really describe, the different levels. Like I said before, in the past, sitting for 2 minutes felt like forever. Now I could sit for, 30 minutes if I'm good, not have, all this other chaotic shit going on, sit for 30 minutes, come out of it, and you feel like, refreshed. Like, I used to meditate right after work. And when I would do it and, actually get to that state of, okay, cool, I'm calm. It felt like a whole new day. It felt like, okay, this has ended. Now it's on to part 2 of the day, and that to me was always cool, especially right in the beginning. Cause again, like, wow, my mind can fucking do this. Like that's fucking remarkable in its own. Like, I'm able to do this without drugs, without, a little bit of booze or without, anything. It's just me and my breath, and that's it, and just being able to come back each time you start drifting off, I put the wrong type of gas in my car. I'm fucked, they just come back, man. Come
type
back.
of gas.
Hey, maybe you put like 89,
Put
you
some,
need 93 or something.
Shit, day's over. The fucking day's
exactly,
over.
But I mean, that can fucking ruin someone's day,
Jesus
I always say, sometimes it could be a broken shoelace that could just fucking set you off and your day's shot. It's just like, fuck this, I'm going back to bed.
Is that what would set you off? Was it something as simple as a broken shoelace? Like you said that in the first episode too.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
And that would ruin your day to the point where you were just like, fuck this.
I don't think I ever actually had a broken shoelace, but I have, but it never set me off to that point. But it's those tiny little things where you're that powdered keg, you are just a fucking rage of emotion, and just one little thing is going to be set you right off, and it's you. For me in the past, it was always, something so, minimal, or just, it could have been stepping on a Lego, or my favorite coffee cup, I dropped it in, and it shattered, and that was it's like, fuck this, I'm out, and just be gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of, just what can I be mad at? What's going to set me off? But
definitely, man. Like I some days am just like pissed off, and it doesn't matter what happens. I'm just saying I'm going to let that fucking make me mad and ruin my day. And I need to learn how to cut that shit off before I really get into it. Like, I have a problem with really, like, marginalizing my short temper. Like, when I'm in the moment, when I'm fucking pissed off and I'm letting that out, it's hard for me to kind of reel it in and say, okay, you're just being a fucking dick right now for no fucking reason other than there's some clutter, or there's like a stack of papers that I don't like the look of. You know what I mean? Like,
yes,
clutter drives me up the fucking wall. And, I've kind of gotten better with it, but at the same time, when I do let it really get to me and I fucking lash out, that has not improved at all. Like, I can't stop myself from doing that. I like very, visually, like, I don't want to call it like everything has to be in a certain position, set a certain way, anything like that. I don't like a disorganization.
It's not OCD. It's you just don't like.
You just don't fucking like it.
Yeah.
It
You would
drives
freak
me up
out
the
if you saw
fucking
my
wall.
office, dude. I got fucking papers everywhere. And that's just how I
because
work.
because it's your office, it wouldn't bother me.
Yeah.
When when my house is in disorder, that is what drives me fucking nuts. I can walk into someone's house and they're a complete slob, and just I don't care. You have to live here. I don't. But in my space, things just have to be like geometrically flowing with each other. Like, if you look in my camera, you can see the poster frames behind me are all in relation, are locked into each other. But look at the space between the very left one and the wall. It's bigger than the one over here. And I didn't notice that at first until I set up this webcam that drives me fucking nuts. So now I have to put something in between there, so there's not that space. It's shit like that it just bothers
Well, I mean, but that's so at least you're able to identify it, which is like the biggest, the first step. There's people who go throughout their whole fucking lives. They don't even know what the fuck they're mad about.
Yeah.
But it's definitely, that space up there. But they don't even know it. So they're just complete, raging, just people who just want to explode on everything. And they have no clue why.
Yeah.
And then you'll be sitting there talking about, your stack of papers and that space in between that picture. And you'll start thinking about it. I mean, I've had shit, not the stack of papers or like the picture like that, but you start thinking about it and you really start reflecting on it. It could take you back to a time when you were 6 years old and you kicked over a stack of papers and it was, your mom lost her shit on you and it was just a real traumatic moment. And for the rest of your life now, you see a stack of papers, you fucking hate it.
Yeah.
And that's what's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And if things aren't aesthetically pleasing, it's just in the back of my head. It doesn't matter what conversation I'm having with who, that thing is right there. Like, and it's distracting. Like I'll just stop paying attention in the middle of whatever I'm doing, and I'll fuck something up because I'm not paying attention, because that thing is in the back of my head, just really fucking bothering me. And I really need to learn to be okay with things not being exactly how I want them, which in
just
life,
focus on your breathing.
Which in life,
Yeah,
in the big picture of things, I'm very good with. It's just those little physical manifestations of look, that little fucking thing over there is really fucking bugging me,
and they fucking add up.
Yeah, and
before you know it, someone looks at you funny, and then you're all like,
people are different. People interacting with people is a completely different thing with me. Like I have to, like, my job, the only thing I'll say about it is that you don't want to get a phone call from me ever. And I have to deal with a lot of people who are in a bad position, and it makes people being desperate makes them, you really see the bad side of people. And I know I can understand if someone's having a bad day, if this is the only time you're interacting with this person in your entire life, I try to always be nice no matter what, because I understand that this person can be a very good person on a very bad day in their life, and I always take that into account. Yeah. People are completely different. Inanimate objects and things of almost no consequence is what gets under my skin. It's like it's like I get the hard questions right and the easy questions wrong, because I don't know. It's just how my brain works.
You are at the nature of dealing with stacks of papers for the rest of your life. It's kind of it will happen.
Yeah. But I'm a very out of sight, out of mind kind of person. Like, if there's something I don't need anymore, I get rid of it. I attach sentimental value to almost nothing.
Yeah.
Because I recognize things that should have sentimental value and things that don't. Like, I don't make contingency plans to hang on to this bundle of fucking old cables because I think they might come in use one day. No, they're not. They're not ever.
And if you need it, you can just go get a fucking new one.
Yeah.
I got a box full of those cables.
Yeah.
But I use them from time to time. And I'll dig
every
through
once
them.
in a while,
yeah, shit,
there are exceptions.
Well, I mean, that's,
yes.
Even right there, man. That's back to the subject of Buddhism and all. The whole practice is that not clinging to things.
Mm-hmm.
Because that alone creates suffering. Clinging to things, and then the non-attached appreciation. Like right now, I'm having a good time with Mike and Jay, and when I leave here, that's where this good time is left. It's left here. I don't take it and then think like, oh, next weekend when I'm with Mike and Jay, it's got to be a good time like it was last. No,
Yeah,
the good time has happened, and now we move on to the next moment of a good time. It's that non-attached appreciation, which I never fucking even knew about until this shit.
Yeah.
You know, I would always be chasing like, oh, we had a great time in the woods last weekend, and this weekend's gonna be even better. And then you end up fucking letting yourself down, you know, or Jay's party was fucking great, you know, and it's gonna be even better. And then like no one fucking came, and the pizza sucked. So
true story.
You know,
like trying to mentally recreate a moment that meant a lot to you is just a setup for ultimate disappointment. Like nostalgia is one thing, like reminiscing on something is fine. And, it's perfectly normal, but to try to recreate it to make yourself happy you're just going to let yourself down every time.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what heroin addicts, that's what gets them started.
Fucking
trying to trace that.
Keep
addicts all the way around.
Chase the dragon or some shit.
Yeah, but even like, people who let's say I love cheeseburgers. No cheese, like I want that. I want the best damn cheeseburger that I had 3 weeks ago, and I'm gonna keep fucking eating them until I finally get that cheeseburger. You know, it's addictive behavior. Like I want it. I want the best, and I want it right now. And if it doesn't happen,
America,
I gotta go find it. I need my fix. And it's crazy all the way around. You know.
Well, you can recreate that cheeseburger with the right ingredients and the proper know-how, but when you ate that cheeseburger, did you just get a raise at work? Did you get a bonus? And when you recreated that cheeseburger, are you being audited by the IRS? That makes all the difference.
Or Mike.
That burger does not taste good now. You know, it does not taste good.
It'll taste the same, but you won't think of it the same because you have too much other shit on your mind that's plaguing you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's basically it. You know, just being able to come back. None of that shit really matters, honestly.
Yeah.
Unless cheeseburgers really.
I really want a cheeseburger right now.
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah.
I had Core Life for dinner today. It did not hit the spot.
No.
It was delicious, but it did not hit the spot. Not like a cheeseburger would have.
Oh man, I got a cup of tea, and I had a protein bar on the way over here. That's it. Now I want a fucking burger. But yeah, so yeah, man, just like you were saying with being able to just identify that, the stack of papers and knowing that's what's going to set you off alone is, the start where so many people look for that moment to understand why they are just raging all the time. And like just being able to identify it right now and know that that's what's there. It's like, now you know what you can work on. Some people go through their whole fucking lives never knowing what's setting them off. And then, they're being put in the dirt, and all their family and friends or if they even have family and friends there, it's like he was just a fucking ornery bastard his whole life. And it was probably because a fucking soda tab on a can was turned the wrong way one time, and that was it, and he could never identify it, and he just died an angry old man.
I'll never forget this story of this guy that was in the military with me told me a story about his dad and how he was sitting on the toilet to take a shit, and he saw an ant, and he flipped. Like, he was just like, fucking ant! And he fell and like off the toilet and hit his head on something. And I just thought it was so funny, and like, it kind of this is what that reminds me of. Like, why are you so pissed at that ant?
Yeah.
Why do you let that get to you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy what, where we can go. And I guess like where it could take you emotionally, to, a lot of times a not healthy place.
Yeah.
And that's scary, just getting to those places and being like, fuck, you just want to smash shit. But, I don't know. It's nuts, man.
Yeah, dude. Like things like surprisingly, like I like looking over bills and like, oh, this credit card has a $2,500 balance all of a sudden. Oh, that's weird. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
It should. It doesn't. But my neighbor upstairs closing the lid on his toilet too loudly fucking infuriates me. Oof. It just it's a quarter of a second of a sound. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the trajectory of my life in any way. But it just, don't talk to me for the next 20 minutes because I'm just gonna fucking snap at you. I
Does
don't
April
get
have
it.
like a timer? Do you set a timer? Like a
No,
kid,
dude,
like one of those little 8 timers?
She puts
But you
up
got
with
to turn
none of
past
it.
20 minutes before you can set up 20 minutes.
She has none of my shit when it comes to me, you know, acting irrationally like that. When I let something get to me like that, she doesn't have any, like, she'll throw me like as if, well, just breathe a little bit, just calm down. Why don't we sit down and watch TV? If I don't go along with that, then it's all right. You need to get your fucking shit together. You need to get your fucking head on straight because you're about to ruin the rest of the day. And she's absolutely right. And sometimes I do. And sometimes I can all right,
There's
just
no
give
telling an
just give me
irate
5
person to
minutes.
breathe.
Just give me
Fuck
5
that.
minutes and I'll be fine. But no, she stopped putting up with my fucking mental bullshit a long time ago.
Yeah.
And
my
she
wife does
shouldn't
the
have to
same
put up
thing.
with it.
She'll basically tell me to shut the fuck up and suck it up. You know,
Yeah.
If I have this tendency of just overthinking things, like I said earlier, and just like multiple things at the same time, which means I'm not getting anything done because I'm trying to do 10 things at once.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then, you know, you're ready.
And then I get mad.
I'll just do it tomorrow, you know, and then now you got fucking 20 things.
Yeah.
And,
We've been working on it. We've been trying to refinish our bathroom for like a year now. It's a small bathroom. Very, very small. So.
Make something look real nice where you take shits.
Yeah.
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 Oh, man.
It's all right. It's not mine. It's hers. She can have, you know, she wants a nice bathroom. Let her have a nice bathroom. But, you know, I don't really care about mine.
But yeah, man, it's I was saying that, you know, when we were out there doing our little break, just what, you know, the talking to Jay, you know, what the middle path, the Buddhist path has done for me, you know, all the way around, you know, with just everything thrown at me in life, you know, nowadays, and you know, it's also not like one of those things where I go around and I'm like, you need to be a Buddhist, you know, because, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm not even a Buddhist. Like, I use Buddhism to become a better person, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't use it, you know, to become a Buddhist. I don't live in a controlled, you know, monastery. Like, I'm not doing, you know, I live in this fucking crazy world where I can use, you know, Buddhist practices and principles to make it not seem so crazy all the fucking time. And also not, you know, my bullshit that goes on in my everyday life doesn't need to be overflowing into Jay's life or Mike's life or my kid's life or anybody's fucking life. It's my bullshit. And basically just, I need to sit with it, figure it the fuck out. And, yeah, just be a decent person, you know? And,
That's what I wish everybody would think like that. And the reason why I carry a gun now is because everyone doesn't.
yeah.
Anything can pop off at any time, and I want to be ready to protect my family. I'm not going to go looking for it,
No.
right? But I want to be, you know, especially with all this Colorado shit that's going on, you know, the shit that happened at Wawa. That can happen anywhere, anytime. It ain't gonna happen to my. No fucking dickhead's gonna shoot my family member. I'll shoot him first. You know what I mean? I've got that mentality. I'm not gonna go looking for him. I'll hide my
you
family.
You want to be able to protect your family.
Yes.
Yep. I understand that. Yeah.
When it comes down to it, if he's got a gun and you don't, you don't have a chance.
Yeah. No. But like I was saying outside earlier, nobody has, you know, we don't really get the chance to be able to sit down, you know, and have a 5-10 minute break all the time. Like, you might have a person who's working 2 jobs to support his family, and the last thing he wants to be told to do is, you need to sit down and relax and focus on your breath and let those thoughts go. And it's just, fuck this, fuck everything, and I hate everything. That's the hard part to overcome, to get past that roadblock. You know, to be able to give yourself a little bit of time to yourself and then also understand that, you deserve that. You deserve to become a better person for yourself. That's another roadblock in its own, like it's so hard for somebody to actually sit there and go, I deserve to be happy. That those words right there used to be so hard for me to actually say was, I deserve to be happy. I deserve this and I deserve that, because at the end of the day, I do, just like you deserve to be happy and Mike deserves to be happy. Your wives deserve to be happy. Everyone does. But it's being able to figure out how to get there, I guess, in a peaceful, mindful way, But
yeah,
I mean, shit, man. Like, I work on this shit for me, I work on it every day, and I'm very fortunate where I get, a couple spaces a week to go and sit with people and, meditate with people. And, those relationships I've built with those people, like they've all come from a pretty cool place, like we get to sit down and hang out and just fucking be people, and, that for me, I'm very fortunate to have that around here, and anybody can come. I've seen people come in who just want to kickstart their meditation practice. Like they've never even fucking touched a drug or booze in their whole life. They just want to kickstart. They were, I guess, meditating maybe 15 years ago. They kind of lost it. Now they just want to restart it. So they just come down, they sit, and that's it. So, and we just got a women's meeting here in the Lehigh Valley, which is fucking awesome because we always thought it was kind of weird too. Like people, like women would come in and to be able to sit in a room with a bunch of men with their eyes closed and meditate. A lot of women have, traumatic experiences with men in the past. There's no fucking, there's no way they felt comfortable all the time doing that, So now that, to have their own space, which it's fucking empowering, man, it has completely changed my whole outlook, my whole view on how to deal with shit, how to, just be part of this world for the tiny little bit of time that I get to spend here on this, this world. So, just comes down to don't be a dick.
Yeah. We appreciate you taking us through a little bit of, how you do it, and what to do, and hopefully people can listen to that and take it for what it is and kind of follow it a little bit and do it their own way. I'm assuming like everyone has kind of like their own way of doing it.
Yeah.
But there's there is kind of a format.
Oh yeah. You can check it out. It's recoverydharma.org, and then even if anybody listening or if, you guys ever want to check it out, like, there could be a Sangha in your area. So there's a meeting list on there. You can check it out. And like I said, it's not always about substance abuse and, all that shit. Sometimes it might be some trauma you got to deal with, other kind of, the fuck do they call them? They're like the other addictions you go off to, you end up playing like music, just to escape from everything. And, you're really not enjoying the music you're making. You're only playing that music to get away from your family or whatever, so, you got those addictions too. So it definitely helps all the way around. I know in the past, I was definitely not always, like Jay said, you're always a happy, fun guy, but some like deep down inside, man, like there's so much fucking resentment and hatred that, you start discovering where it comes from. You sit with it, you figure it the fuck out, and you stop letting that bullshit out into the, the world around you. And I
know you were hating on my cell phone clip to my belt.
Yeah, man, that's weird. People carrying fucking cell phones as like a utility belt.
Listen, dude,
like Batman,
it was super convenient. I can't believe I'm still like fucking. Here we go.
Here, let me get my New Balance sneakers.
Oh, you're gonna
set
me off,
grass
dude.
on Sunday.
Breathe, Jay. Breathe.
Breathe. Come back.
This cell phone belt clip is frankly, that's news to me, and we're gonna have a meeting about that.
I don't anymore, only because it is broken. But yeah, super convenient. Look, I wear some tight ass jeans. All right, can't fit that shit in there. I need to have my case on there, up on a crane.
Always on the back pocket.
Yeah. Well, that's how I smashed that's how I smashed one, because I accidentally sat on it. I smashed one in my front pocket too.
You should get a belt clip for it then.
There you go.
There you go.
How convenient.
All right.
I figured out what I needed, and I made it happen. And then Grant fucking shot it down.
Yeah. I mean, really, I don't care anymore, though. Wear that fucking belt clip as long as, if you're happy, man. You're not hurting anyone.
Well, that could set you
totally
off.
Cool.
Looking
Not
at me
anymore,
like
man.
Grant, where can the people go to check out the Dharma Initiative and some other things to help them with spiritual growth?
There's recoverydharma.org. That's there. If you're listening to Lehigh Valley, there's meetings in Northampton on Sundays, Emmaus on Tuesdays. The women's meeting is at a new spot called Change on Hamilton on Mondays at 8. There's a Recovery Dharma meeting in Easton. They started one about 2 months ago, maybe 3 months ago, down in Sellersville at this Chantil Yoga Studio. That has been, from the couple times I've been down there, that has been a fucking great meeting. I went down. I was like the oldest person there. It was just so rad to see a community of younger people who are trying to get their shit on straight. There's this other guy. He's trying to get one going off. Down in Reading at the Rise Center. So yeah, man, it's just I guess a bunch of past knuckleheads trying to get their shit together, and it's pretty fucking great, man. So yeah,
right
recoverydharma.org. That'll take you meeting list, kind of what it's about, the whole program. Yeah, just it's empowering. So
right on, buddy.
All right, so let's get into a new segment called Pros and Cons. Boo-doo.
Is that it?
That's it. Pros and cons, and pros and pros and cons.
There's your sounder.
Bros and conch.
Wait, do that again, Mike. You're gonna help do our theme song for that. Whenever you're ready. Pros and cons, and pros and cons, pros and pros, cons and cons, pros and cons.
And we're back.
Assorted jelly beans.
So this week we're gonna do what everybody fucking is so sick of hearing about, probably the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
Pros and cons of the vaccine. Let's start with pros. I was looking on the CDC website today, and they have a lot of stuff on there. They word things like may do this because they don't know, right? But
Yep.
a lot of things that they're basing their research on is so they've done enough research to say, okay, it's safe to use to the public. I guess you can consider that a pro, because it's not 10 to 15 years like they normally do on vaccines, but they're saying they've done enough that they're saying it is safe. A con, it killed about 4,000 people.
Is that
But,
right?
Yeah, about 4,000, a little less than 4,000. 97 million people took it. There's 333 million people in the United States. So out of the 97, so 97 is about 30% of the population. It's around there. Less than 0.0001% of the 30% of the population that took it have died. I just confused the hell out of everybody.
I'm watching you. You are getting so intense doing this fucking math in your head.
Yeah.
No, you know what?
Yeah.
You're right. During this time, VAERS received 3,848 reports of death .0017%.
Yeah.
Of people who received the COVID-19 vaccine,
which is about the same percentage of people who die from skydiving a year.
Really?
Yeah.
That many people die from skydiving?
About 20. It's an average of 21 people out of I forget how many people go skydiving in the United States a year. It's like 33 million people, or whatever it is, which is it's still about that same percentage. Yikes. So if you're willing to take the chance to jump out of an airplane,
hey,
is it the same as taking the shot?
It's probably not as fun. But...
No, it's not. It doesn't seem as fun. You get a little sick from it, right?
Back in the day, my buddy went skydiving for his 21st birthday, and the first time you go, you always have to go tandem with the instructor. The very next week, that instructor plummeted to her death.
Yeah. The episode with Chris Geringer, where we were talking about, he was looking for a thrill. I said, why not go skydiving? And he's like, let's go. A couple days later, my wife said, and we were talking about Pocono Skydive. A couple days later, my wife said somebody died at Pocono Skydive. I don't know if they were tandem. I don't think they were tandem, but so what happens?
Yep.
Yeah.
Do people stop going skydiving?
No.
Nope.
No, they don't.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, honestly, I got the and I've said it before, but it's an ongoing thing. Like I got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, and I'm still having side effects from it. Like I get just all of a sudden super fucking tired, random body pain, fogginess, just like forget I'm in the middle of a fucking conversation with somebody. Kind of shit.
Is that the second dose or the first one?
It's only one shot.
It's
one
the
Johnson's only one.
Yeah.
Oof.
And they stopped it for a little bit because a couple of women got
right after
blood
you
clots. Yeah, but that was a very, very low number. But they don't know what the long-term or even really short-term side effects are. They have some data they're gathering, and none of it is concise at this point. So who the fuck knows?
And that's why only 30% of the population took it. They're the minority, really. And that's why I hate when they say, "Oh, you're one of those people. You don't want to get it yet."
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm one of those fucking people.
I got shot one. I think I had the Moderna. I think it was the Moderna. But yeah, I got shot one, and I mean, the day after, like, I felt somebody fucking took a baseball bat to my arm. Like, it was so dead, just one of those adult Charlie horses,
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, that went away. Shot two, I think, is this weekend. Might be this weekend.
Yeah,
I don't know, but
don't have anything
fucking
planned for like 6 hours after you get it and
yeah,
the next day.
I know. My mother-in-law, she got it, and yeah, I mean, it was like clockwork. Sick and then not sick. But it was like, so to me, it was dystopian just seeing the cars at Dorney, lining up, and just like, what the fuck? To me, it was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I just want to go to shows again. Really, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, but that would involve the other 70% of the population.
Yep.
Getting the shot, which is they're on the fence, and they have a good reason why.
I get it.
Because like I said before, vaccines normally take 10 to 15 years to approve. Lots of different trials and all that stuff. This, 6 months, or what was this? 8 months, 6 months.
Yeah.
It was quick.
So I understand. Because I am one of those people kind of on the fence.
I get it. I 100% get it. Why people would be on the fence. I mean, there has been shady shit in the past, but that's just what it is. To me, I'm like,
there's shit out right now, and this is what really pisses me off. Like, first of all, look up the facts. Don't look them up on fucking YouTube or your fucking buddy John down the street or Facebook.
Yeah.
Look for yourself the actual fucking facts, and then make a decision for yourself what's best for you right now. All this bullshit. Like, I had a guy come to me and say that there's something going around that if you get the shot, you can give COVID to other people.
Yeah,
but it's
what
like
the
it's
fuck
not.
are they calling it shedding or something.
I don't know, but it's not. There's COVID's not in the fucking shot. So how are you giving something that you don't have to somebody else? I just don't understand the logic behind that.
That's the disinformation.
Yeah,
you know, is not necessary. Like,
yeah,
stop with that shit.
They do your research. You know,
I mean, I do think it's crazy that you know, the vaccine was it's here that you know that fast. You know, but then I started thinking you had scientists all over the world working on this one thing. You know, rather than China working on theirs and Australia working on theirs and Canada, they all focused on one. So I mean, I could see that, you know, happening. I wasn't there. I really don't know how it all happened, but you know, I guess, you know, if you get thousands upon thousands of scientists and doctors working together, I mean,
it makes sense that it would
get shit done.
Be right, but
why can't we do that all the time then?
Well, I mean, just like, you know, they can be wrong from time to time, right? And there's side effects with anything that you know, put into your body or whatever. There could be side effects for anything. Peanuts. How do you know you're allergic to peanuts? Eat one.
You got it. Yeah, honey.
Yeah. So, you know, this is just such a big deal because eventually I think everyone might have to take it. Like, I don't even know.
There's some.
Like, it's not going to just go away.
No. And it's just the shitty thing is when they try to when they tell people, that's where people start getting apprehensive. Like, oh, you're telling me I have to take the shot or I can't do this. That's when people are all like, you know, that's all just control, you know. And I totally get why people go off, you know, off into the deep end with those things. I mean, that can be fucking weird and scary to hear. Like, you have to do this or life will not be normal anymore. You know, and that's. Fuck, man. I like I said, man, I understand why people get like that. It's not, you know, something that does not make sense. It totally makes sense.
But those people are listening to other people, the news, the fucking YouTube, Facebook. They're listening to like other people freak out, and it's making them make judgment calls on that, which is fucking stupid. Do the research yourself. Go on the CDC website. You can. There's not really much of facts on there because they don't know, and they'll straight up say that. They'll say that on there. You know, this is new. This may work for you. This may not. Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah. Yep. So, you know, make your choices off of factual evidence. Don't listen to fucking QAnon or, you know, whoever else is telling you stupid shit.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said earlier, I don't even think we were, you know, recording or anything, but I was saying, you know, like I have, you know, there's family, you know, who works in the medical field, you know, within my family. And to me, those are the people I'm going to listen to with something like this.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I end up, you know, being one of those 1,000 people who ends up having, you know, a side effect, you know, or whatever. The thing that I'm really not worried about, you know, with all the shit I've put into my body and the abuse I have done to my body, a vaccine, you know, just okay, you know. But I mean, just the almost 20 years of, you know, 20 plus years of just, you know, smoking cigarettes. I mean,
yeah,
fuck, you know,
yeah,
like that's, you know, breathing gas fumes, you know, the copious amounts of booze just, you know, poured into myself. Like a vaccine,
doesn't sound like that big of a deal. Yeah,
it really doesn't to me. But
they injected anthrax into me when I was in the military.
Look at
Why do I have a fucking problem? You know what? I'm going to get the shot.
But yeah, no, I totally don't. I understand why people are apprehensive. I mean, you hear the old the stories, you know, back in the day where they were with the whole the injecting people with syphilis, you know, like that shit, you know, just so they can. Shit has happened in the past, you know, and I get it. That's fucking crazy, but I mean, now there's laws that, you know, if a nurse hears anything about that, there's like protection laws that would protect people from, you know, coming out and saying, hey, this is what's really going on, you know, and then that like no names are said, like, oh, now we got to investigate that.
Yeah.
How far does that really go? I don't fucking know. But I mean, yeah, shady shit has happened. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I can see why people don't really trust doctors, and we talked about this in the Ryan Array episode. That people from the 70s, like doctors used to
tell you to smoke.
And they used to tell you you need this drug and you need that drug because they were in cahoots with the fucking drug companies,
mm-hmm.
so they were making money off of that.
Yeah,
or they'd get a bonus or some stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's not like that anymore,
No, but it's hard to, get over that.
Yeah.
We still have people who are still alive who've lived through that, and they can tell, the stories firsthand.
Yeah.
And when you hear it firsthand, it's all like, huh.
Damn, yeah.
That doesn't seem that long ago when you hear it firsthand.
Right.
So, yeah.
Back in WW2. Back in Nam.
Doctors telling us to smoke cigarettes. Yeah. And I mean, I've heard people too, share, well, if everyone else around me has the vaccine, why do I need to get it? And
yeah,
it's a weird, touchy subject, and
it does make a little bit of sense for people that have like underlying conditions or something like that that COVID would kill them or make them really, really sick.
Yeah.
To get the vaccine, and maybe someone who's completely 100% healthy doesn't have to put themselves through that. I mean, I didn't used to get the flu shot until like 2 years ago. I think when I had my son, I think that's when I started getting the flu shot.
Yeah.
But I wasn't worried about that before. And
No,
that's how people feel about this.
That's how back in the day. Back in the day. A while ago, like the only two winners I can remember not getting the flu were the two winners when the place I was working at, you got a free flu shot. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do it. Those are the only two times I didn't get sick. And did that? Was that because of the flu shot or just because I wasn't around it? I honestly,
I've never had the
really
flu,
don't know.
So I don't know.
So that's that anthrax shot you got.
Yeah, maybe.
Never get a flu. Never flu anthrax. Yeah. So it's weird. And then like, Mike, you were saying, you still feel it, so if people hear that and they're like, well, yeah, fucking told you,
Yeah,
and it's like, like you could be like one of those very rare cases, where you got the shit, the shit shot or whatever. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's
sucks.
There's always a chance. I mean, like we said, a little bit less than 4,000 people died. 3,800 people died. One is too many, right? But how many people die from the flu? I don't know what it's probably maybe somewhere around there, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But maybe it's not that many. I don't know. But people are just they hear like, oh, 0.0001%, that's too much. It should be 0%. Nothing's fucking 0%. You could walk out of your house and a fucking somebody shoots a gun up in the air fucking miles away and the bullet fucking lands on you.
An eagle drops a piranha and it rips out your jugular vein.
Yeah. Sharks can fly from tornadoes.
Yes.
On average, every year since 2010, the flu has killed, I mean, this is a widespread,
30,000.
but between 12,000 and 61,000 deaths annually.
Wow. That's per year since 2010.
On average.
Is that the world or the, I mean?
No, the world, not
Okay. So yeah, I mean, that's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. But then again, people die. It's what we do.
Sure.
I mean, 100 years ago, people weren't living into their, like, you hear it all the time. People, oh, this person celebrated their 100th birthday. And that's every fucking day. Somebody is celebrating a 100-year birthday.
Yeah.
Back, I mean, yeah.
It was rare back then, right?
Yeah.
No, sorry, that number is just the U.S.
Oh, wow. There you go. So that, yeah. So, I wonder how many people get the flu shot. Probably not as many. Like, so what?
Yeah, I don't think as many people do. I think you're right. I think it's usually like the elderly or like, like I said, like at work, it was like a free thing. Here you go.
Yeah.
Line up, 6 a.m., so.
Yeah, so there you go, people out there listening. You don't have to fear the COVID shot. Just get it so we can fucking go back to normal again. What did Biden just put out? We don't have to wear masks outdoors anymore? Who the fuck wears a mask outdoor? I mean, I'm sure, I know there's people that do it, but
I've
why?
seen it.
Well, he just introduced a bill to ban menthol cigarettes, which I'm not on board with.
You don't even smoke cigarettes, dude.
Yeah, but still, I loved menthol cigarettes. They're the best. Who smokes flavorless fucking cigarettes? It's stupid.
You got some
you
stowed
know
away?
what? I did enjoy like the Parliament menthol.
Yeah. I mean, my
used to enjoy
vape is
those.
menthol. Why not? It's cool and refreshing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like the whole mask outside thing. But it's at the end of the day, if Joe down the street wants to wear a mask outside, he's not fucking hurting me. Like
No, yeah.
I could never,
But
wear a fucking mask.
But Biden has to waste his time by getting up on stage and saying, "Okay, you don't have to wear a mask outside anymore." No shit, dick. Like, don't. People are still going to double mask it outside even when they're vaccinated already. You know what I mean? So
Dude, I was saying the other day, man.
why are you wasting our time?
From like, guys, I never really thought about it, but now like I actually think about it. Like, I don't ever take a subway, but if I ever were to hop on a subway, thing again, I'd definitely wearing a fucking mask. Just think about all that
dude.
like I never used to think about that shit.
Yeah.
And just now it's all like that's filth.
I'm kind of hoping it's socially acceptable, like kind of like what they do in Asian countries. How if you're sick, put a fucking mask on. If you're going anywhere.
Well, that's like
know what I mean?
My old man, he was saying, like that's how much they respect each other. Like, hey, I'm sick.
Yeah.
I need to go out. I'm gonna wear a mask so I don't get you sick.
Yeah.
Like,
But it wouldn't be
that's
socially
fucking awesome.
acceptable over here.
now, everyone would be like, "Oh, you're controlling me." It's like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Just stop being dicks.
I think we can all agree that the kind of people we don't need are the people who wear masks in their cars by themselves. We don't need that. We don't need any of them.
But I did. Okay, so I had my mask on from where Target is over by Costco, right?
Yeah.
So I had my mask on from there to Wawa, and I didn't take it off because I was only driving like from there to there. So I mean,
That's just being lazy, though.
yeah. I also, so like I also like to now like with wearing the mask all the time. So like if I go into the store, I wear my mask, my sunglasses, and I gotta have my headphones in, and then like it just becomes my own little world. Like nobody, I got my glasses.
Don't bother me.
Yeah. And,
You know what you should do? You should get a ninja outfit and just start walking around in a fucking ninja outfit.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean,
I've
just
seen
be-
it like
Sub-Zero,
weirdos
Scorpion.
who
There you
like to
go.
do like cosplay and shit, like anime fans and things like that, just walking around in the get-ups that they just want to wear because they can wear a mask in public, and
So they could bring
not,
their weirdness outside.
Yeah, and not be as looked at sideways as they normally would. I'll give them points for
Was that mask approved by the CDC, though?
Oh, who knows?
Yeah.
Who the hell
don't know.
knows? All right. Well,
Yeah.
I think that about wraps it up for us. Yeah. You guys got anything else?
One pro, one con.
Yeah. So we didn't really...
2 pros, 1 cup.
Yeah. We might have to edit... We might have to do more editing than we thought, Mike.
Yeah.
That's all right.
It's all right.
Well, it's gonna be a long night. Maybe I'll
Maybe it could
release
just be 1
Friday.
pro, 1 con. And then that's it.
Pro for me. Maybe I won't ever get COVID ever again. Con, the side effects are way worse than when I did have COVID.
Yeah. There you go.
The side effects of the
actually, they're saying that if you get the vaccine, you're less likely to give it to someone else. So you can still get COVID if you have the vaccine. It's only 90% or some shit.
Yeah.
Good. but this is what the CDC is saying, that
You're less
likely to give it to transmit it to someone
so
else.
if you get the COVID vaccine and you get COVID, you're less likely to give it to me.
Yes, which I think 6,000 people that have, out of the, whatever I said, 79,000, what did I say, 97,000, something like that, 97 million people that have gotten it, 6,000 people have gotten COVID
after the vaccine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe their bodies just they rejected the vaccine. And I don't fucking know. I'm not a scientist.
No. Yeah. With that, let's end the show.
1 pro, 2 cons.
1 pro, 2 cons.
All right. All right. We'll see where we're at next week. Have a nice weekend, everyone.
Have a very nice weekend.
It is going to be nice.
Remember to breathe.
Yes, breathe. Go ride some bikes.
All right. Have a good night, boys.
All right,
you, Mikey.
If you would like to tell your story on 2Ds and an F, email us at 2Ds and an F podcast at gmail.com. That's TWODSANDANF podcast at gmail.com. For episode segments, extras, and upcoming guest interviews, check out 2Ds and an F podcast pages on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Full-length episodes are available on YouTube, Spotify, and just about everywhere other podcasts are found. Don't forget to like and subscribe. The 2Ds and an F podcast is a Done Sound production.